morning to all. Today we are going to discuss about the seventh prose, the Dying Detective. This is a very interesting story and it's a fiction, detective fiction. So I hope you will enjoy. Okay. The Dying Detective. This is written by author Canon Don. Author Canon Don. The Dying Detective. Let us see what this narrator says about it. Okay. So his full name is Sir Arthur Ignatius Canon Don. His full name is Sir Arthur Ignatius Canon Don. Okay. He was born in the year 59 and he was passed on the year 1930. He was a British writer best known for his detective fiction featuring the characters of Sherlock Holmes. So he is famous for using the character Sherlock Holmes. Okay, which was generally considered the milestone in the field of the crime fiction. So this fiction has become a milestone in the field of crime fictions. Jolly wrote 56 short stories featuring the famous detective. He has written 46 short stories. The story narrated by the character Dr. Watson, originally a physician. So he used to narrate the story by using the character Dr. Watson. He is really a physician, doctor. In 1887, he published a study of the Scarlet, the first 4 novels about the Holmes and the Dr. Watson. In addition, he wrote 50 short stories featuring their famous detective. The Sherlock Holmes story are generally considered the milestone in the field of the fiction. His notable works include the story of Sherlock Holmes and the last one. So his most important work is the story of Sherlock Holmes and the last one. So he had written 50 short stories and 46 short stories featuring 20 of the famous detectives. Most of these are the detective stories are there. Okay, let us see what he says. The detective Sherlock Holmes was seriously ill. So he was very seriously ill. He wanted to meet his assistant Watson. So at the time, the Sherlock wanted to meet the Watson, his friend assistant. He asked his landlady to get in. Watson was surprised to see the condition of his master. Was Watson able to serve his master? Read on to know more about the underlying story behind Sherlock's sickness. So now Sherlock is sick. Already I told you that Watson is a doctor. So he is sick, so he wants to serve him, whether he has served or what happened to him. And he asked the landlady to invite Watson. Landlady is nothing. Those who are the owner of the house, we will call it, and if it's man, we will say landlord. Okay. So Mrs. Hudson, her name is Mrs. Hudson. So these are the characters. Mrs. Hudson. One more character is there that I will use later. Mrs. Hudson. Two characters are there. In the mid I will introduce them. One policeman as well as one more characters there. Okay. See, Mrs. Hudson, the landlady of the Sherlock Holmes, came to meet me and said, Mr. Holmes is dying. Mr. Watson, for 3 days he has been sinking and I doubt if he will last another day. He would not let me get a doctor. I told him I could not stand it anymore. I could get a doctor. He replied, "Let it be, Watson then." So Mrs. Hudson, the landlady, she went to Watson and she said that Sherlock was sick, and the past 3 days he is suffering a lot, and she had a doubt the next day he will not, he might be died. So she could not see this and she could not bear, so she said that she can get a doctor. But he said instead of doctor he will call Watson. So Watson then, I was horrid, for I had not heard about his illness before. I rushed for my hat and the coat. As we drawn back, I asked her about the detail. So here the Watson is speaking. The speaker of this story is Dr. Watson. So before, the Watson had not heard that he was suffering from sick. இந்த மாதிரி உடம்பு சரியில்லாமல் இருந்தது கேள்விப்பட்டதே இல்லை. So he had taken his coat and the hat and he drawn back, means the Mrs. Hudson and Watson, we are going back, and I asked her about the detail. He is asking the detail. There is a little I can tell you, sir. I have been working on the case down. He has been working in the case down at Rother is a place. He is working for the case there. Who is working? Sherlock Holmes working there. So from there near the river, and I brought this illness with him. So she is telling that he had, because he is busy working for the case which is the Rothermith, it is near the river. From that place he had bring the illness. He brought that illness from there. He took to bed on Wednesday afternoon and has never moved since. So he went to the bed on the Wednesday afternoon. Since he was not moved. For 3 days, neither food nor drink has passed his lip. Why didn't you not call the doctor? I asked. So Watson asked. She said he was on the bed for the Wednesday onwards, past 3 days. He had not taken a drink or food, anything. Thus his lip is passing. So next Watson is writing question two words to Mrs. Hudson. Why she had not taken the doctor? He wouldn't have it, sir. I did not dare to disobey him. Because Sherlock Holmes did not allow her to take the doctor. So she don't want to disobey him. That's the reason why she had not taken the doctor. He was indebted to a sad sight in the dim light of the foggy November day. The sick room was gloomy spot, but it was a great face staring from the bed that brought the chill to my heart. His eyes had the brightness of fever. His cheek was flushed, and his hand twisted all the time. He lay listless. So now she is explaining again how he was indeed a sad sight. He is looking very sad. The dim light of the foggy November day, the sick room was gloomy spot. How the room is looking? It is not bright, it is gloomy. But it was a ground face. Ground means very tired face, and that face is staring at the bed. And by seeing that, it's bringing the chill thought to my heart. It means I am very afraid of seeing his appearance. His eyes had brightness of the fever. By seeing his eye itself we can say he had a fever. His cheek were flushed means it's turned into red. The that is. And his hand twisted all the time. His hand is twisted all the time. He's turning his hand. And he lay listless. Listless means without energy. Okay, he's laying on the bed. My dear fellow, I cried approaching him. Stand right back, he cried. But why? I want to help you, I said. Certainly, Watson, but it was for your own sake. For my sake, I was surprised. I know what is the matter with me. This is from the Sumatra, the place where we got the disease, that is a Sumatra. Deadly and contagious. Watson, that is by touch. Good heaven, Holmes, Do you think this can stop me? I said, advising towards him. If you will stand here, I will talk. If you don't, you must leave the room, said my master. I have always given in to Holmes' wishes, but now my feeling as a doctor were aroused. I was at least his master in the sick room. So when Watson went there, he is not allowing him to get close to him. He is telling, stand back, stand right back. He is asking to stop, standing there itself. And he cried, he said, and but why? Watson is asking to Holmes, why? I want to help you. The Watson said that he want to help Holmes. But certainly Watson, but it is for your own sake. He is telling, this is for your own sake, means it is for goodness of you. Okay. For my own sake, I was surprised. Watson was surprised to hear this word. I know what is the matter with you, and this is from Sumitra. It's a deadly and the content is so this is very deadly. This is what we are facing today. This is a very contagious disease as well as deadly disease, that is a corona, like corona. So Watson, that is by the touch. If you touch this, definitely the disease will spread. God, good heaven, it means he is telling God, Holmes, do you think this can stop me? I said, advising towards him. So that is the reason why you are stopping him, he asked. Then if you will stand there, I will talk. He is asking him to stand there. If you stand there, he will talk. Otherwise, he won't talk. Or you have to ask him to leave the room. Okay. So in this place, already I told you, Dr. Watson is also a doctor, and he is not allowing him to treat that here. Already, Sherlock Holmes is the master of Dr. Watson. But in this place, Watson is thinking that he has to treat Sherlock Holmes. So here he, as a doctor, he is thinking that he will be the master in the sick room. Holmes, I said, you are not yourself. Whatever you like it or not, I will examine your symptoms and treat you. So now Watson is replying to Sherlock Holmes, whatever may be, are you going to accept or not, definitely I am going to help you as a doctor. If I am to have a doctor, said he, let me at least have someone in whom I have a confidence. Then you have none in me. In your friendship, certainly, but the facts are facts, Watson. You are general practitioner, not a specialist of this disease. If so, let me bring Sir Jaffersey or the Penrose Fisher or anybody best man in the London. How ignorant you are, Watson, he said with a groan. What do you know about the Tapalin fever or the black farmers of the plague? It is a kind of disease plague usually. In India now it is not there. It's a fever. The rat disease they will say. Because of the spread of the rat bite, we will have a fever. So now the Watson Sherlock Holmes opposed Watson not to treat him because he said the word, he is not completely a doctor, he is a practitioner. So he is under practice. So next Watson said, if you don't want him to practice, he is ready to bring the best doctor in London. But he is telling that we don't know about that particular disease. Black farmers are from the place that is a type of disease, that is a plague. I have never heard of them, I admitted. There is many problem of the disease in the East. I have learned that much during my recent research. And during this course, I got this illness, he said. So, Holmes is telling to Watson that you have not known about this because this disease is there only in the East region. And during his latest research only, he come to know that is a disease like this, black farmers of fever is there. I will bring doctor and history. Then I said, going towards the door, never have I had such a shock when the dying man bolted the door and locked it, shouted in an uncontrolled way. In the moment, he was back in his bed. So immediately he said that he is going to, Watson said that he is going to bring a doctor at the time. The dying man who is on the bed, Sherlock Holmes, he stood up and he bolted the door. Bolted means in normal what we will do, we will lock by having a lock in the side of the bottom of the top of the door. But in olden days, if you want to lock, what they will do? They will lock it and they will bolt it with a bar. In between, they will put a bar and they will close it. பழைய காலத்தில் வீட்டிலலாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வீட்டுக்கு கதவுலாம் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா ஒரு பார் மாதிரி சைடில் போட்டு என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க க்ளோஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க for extra safeguard. Okay, in olden house we can see that type of bolting locks are there. So it was very surprise for him. Already Mrs. Hudson said that he was dying, and he was very much surprised to see the man who is dying, who is waking up from the bed and is holding the lock and the door and is asking him, shouted uncontrolled way, and again he went back to the bed. You won't have the key by force from me, Watson. Be here till 6 o'clock. It is 4 now. So now his Holmes said to Watson that he is not going to give a key to Watson, and he is asking him to stay there up to 6 o'clock. But the time is 4 now. Okay. This is madness, Holmes, I said. He is telling me this is madness. Madness means 5 years. Only 2 hours, Watson. Then you can get a doctor of my choice. You can read some books over here. At 6 we will talk again. So he is telling me 2 hours you sit here, and after 6 you can go and choose the doctor of his own, means the Holmes brother. The person who Holmes is going to say, that person you have to bring. So up to that you read the book and ask him to relax there. Okay. Unable to settle down to reading, I walked slowly around and round and looking at the picture. Finally I came to the mantelpiece where among other things I saw a small black and white ivory box with a sliding lid. As I held it in my hand to examine it, I heard a dreadful cry. Put it down at once, Watson, he said. I hate you have fun. My things touch. Sit down, man, and let me have my rest. So Watson is not ready to read the book. He can't able to settle down. His mind is not concentrating to read. So he is reading, he is settling down on reading, but he walked round and round. From there he is walking here and there in the room. And he is looking at the picture. Finally he came to the mantelpiece. Mantelpiece is the place where we have a fireplace in the hall and all, living room. They will in European countries, because to overcome the cold, they have a fireplace in the hall, living room. From there, at that fireplace, they will frame that with the wooden or the marbles or stone. They will place the frame of that fire. That is the mantelpiece. So he went there, mantelpiece. Near that, he had find something that is a white and black ivory box is there, with a sliding lid. Sliding lid means if you open it, that is a normal lid. If you while opening, we have to slide it. We have to push it down. That is a sliding lid. Yeah, moody was it that sliding lid. So he had to examine that what is there. He taken that in the hand. At the time, he heard that dreadful cry. He had a cry from the man. He is shouting, "Put it down, man." So he is asking, "Let me put it down, man. Let me have rest." So Holmes is telling that he has to take rest. Then I sat in silent dejection until the stipulated time had passed. So he was sitting there till 6 o'clock. Now Watson, he said, "Have you any change?" So he is asking, "Do you have any change?" "Yes, I replied." "How many half crowns?" "Put them in your watch pocket and all the rest in your trouser pocket. You will light the glass lamp, but it must be half on. You will have the kindness to the place some letters and paper on the table within my reach. Now place the ivory box on the table within my reach. Slide the lid a bit and with tongue, and put the tongue on the table. Good. Now you can go and fetch Mr. Culverton Smith. He is a man. Mr. I told you 2 more characters are there. Culverton Smith. Now the Holmes is speaking to Watson. What is the thing he is telling? So you have to put only the half. Put them in your watch pocket. Watch pocket means usually in olden days they won't wear watch in the hand. They will have a chain in the coat. From that they will hang the watch. They put in the watch in the watch pocket. In the coat they will have a pocket at the side of the coat. Okay. So he is asking him to put the remaining one on the watch pocket. Then he is asking him to light the gas lamp. It must be half on, not the bright, only half we have to light it. You will have the kindness to the place of some, you will have the kindness to place some letters. So he is asking him to place some letter on the papers on the table within my reach, means which Holmes can able to take. At that place he is asking him to take. And place the ivory box on the table within my reach. Again he is asking him to keep the ivory box also within his reach. It means Holmes can able to take it from his bed. Okay. Slide the lid a bit. So he is asking the lid to open a bit. He can't, means you can use him to ask him to use the tangle. Tangle means idiki. Okay, you have two short things will be there. You can in cooking also you can use that. So he is asking to bring, fetch means to bring a man, Culverton Smith of 13 Lower Burg Street. Culverton Smith is living in the area of 13 Lower Burg Street. So he is asking him to bring a man. Okay. So for the past 3 days he was not taken any food at home. He was lying on the bed. By seeing that the landlady, Mrs. Hodgson, was very much worried, and she asked him to bring, she is ready to bring the doctor, but he refused, and Holmes said to bring Watson. So Watson came there as a doctor. He is ready to treat, but he is not asked, he allowed him to examine, and he said after 6 o'clock you can go and call a man who he suggested, Holmes suggested. So he had suggested Mr. Culverton Smith. Culverton Smith, he was living in the 13 Lower Burg Street. So he asked me to bring that man, because this is a disease he is getting from the Sumatra, and it is a black form of fever. Okay, it's a plague, right? Plague, we have a fever. Okay, so for the past 3 days he was suffering, and his man there on the bed is dying. Let us see what happened, whether he died or the disease cured, how Watson helped him, and what is the thing is that the second part of this video. I hope you have enjoyed the first part, and it is very interesting to read. Kindly read. Okay. Thank you, my dear students. We will go to the next part.